and lovely afternoon. A few hours ago, it was raining and sleeting and freezing cold, so the sun is certainly welcome. Mayor Hooks couldn't be with us today and sends his regrets. I'm Jill Auditory. I serve the community as a member of the Mebane City Council, along with Patty Phillips and Everett Green, who could not be here today, Sean Ewing, who is joining us, and Tim Bradley, whom we'll be hearing from in just a few minutes. I couldn't be happier to be here today. Mebane parks are an integral part of our community's infrastructure, and if there's anything that COVID has taught me, it is the importance of being outdoors, of getting some exercise, and of appreciating the nature that's right around us. And so I'm really grateful for the investment that we all decided to make in our community with this beautiful 54-acre parcel of land that is not only preserved from development, but also is now a place for friends and family to come together and enjoy each other's company or to enjoy some solitude. So I don't know about y'all, but I plan to wear these trails out, and I look forward to seeing you out here. And now, Tim Bradley.
Thank you, Madam Mayor Pro Tem. It's good to be here today. I've been asked to give a little bit of history about the Kate's Farm and the project, but in 3 to 5 minutes, you're not going to be able to cover all the history of Kate's Farm, but I'll try to catch up on what the city's involvement will. I apologize for all the bandages, as I told my daughter, when you have this much surgery done on your face, you're sort of like a volcano best viewed from a distance. But the Swarthmore or Kate's Farm has a long history in Mebane. Those of us that grew up here will remember years and years of riding by and seeing hay bales, and then when they went to the round bales, black cows. I wasn't old enough to be here during the pickling and the fruit and the pickle operations, but this was the founding place of Kate's Pickles, which moved eventually to Faison, I think, around the 20s. But the Kate Farm and the Kate's family have been important to Mebane. If you know anything about the Woodlawn School, that was started integrally in part because of the Kate's family. So, and of course Mindy, who's worked diligently with all of us to preserve not only this portion of the farm but the rest of it. It's just wonderful to know that this place is going to be in existence. I wanted to say that in the late 90s, early 2000s, all of us that were on the council began being contacted individually by developers about this property. And you know, although we never had an official vote or never had an official proposal come before council, if you talked individually, you just had a sense that all of us wanted something better for this land. And I was reading a magazine, Our State magazine, early in 2009, and noticed an article about a farm very similar that had been preserved in Franklin County, and a company called Unique Places. And they had preserved the farm under what's called a conservation easement. And I thought, wouldn't that be wonderful if we could do that here? So I called Jeff Fisher, who was the director for the Unique Places, and he actually came to Mebane and looked at the farm and made a proposal to City Council to do two things. Phase one, kind of give us a rough plan, and phase two, begin working on conservation easements and things of that nature to stabilize the land. As it turned out, he did the first part. We paid him $2,600 to scope it out and give us a plan, but he actually went ahead and projected. He said he was so enthralled with the land that he wanted to preserve it, so he kept working without the city of Mebane having to pay anything. And as the years progressed, they were successful in getting some conservation easements on portions of the farm. And with this 54 acres that we're purchasing, other than what DOT purchased in a small section over on the, let's see, it'd be the southwest portion, we've been able to preserve the Cates Farm as it was. November 2nd, 2009, he gave us a report of what was going on, but where it really began to occur was in 2017, when Unique Places had purchased this 54-acre tract and offered it to the city for purchase. And in us buying it from Unique Places, they agreed to do a $50,000 plan in conjunction with the agreement for free, or in conjunction with the purchase for free. And they sort of laid out what we have today. It was, I think, in November of 2018 that we approved the plan that included partnering with Nature Trails from Pittsburgh to do two major trails. Renovation of the barn, which some of that's underway. And if you ever been up to the barn, all kind of possibilities exist, from educational activities to venues for marriages and other things. And an elevated tree house, which I guess is what you call it, an elevated tree house type system for kids, for exercise, a wild flower meadows. And if you read Enterprise, you'll remember several years ago where we had a lot of young scientists out here taking pictures of flowers and presenting them to some folks at North Carolina State University for identification. And we found out that there's a lot of plants and growth here that are not common to North Carolina and are found very few places. And of course, another thing was the possibility of a disc golf course. But the beauty of this thing is that if you walk down through the woods, you'll see a lot of, not virgin timber, but a lot of old growth timber. You'll see the creek, the Mill Creek, the historic creek that runs through. It's just a beautiful piece of property. And like Mayor Pro Tem Auditory said, to be involved in preserving this for future generations is just amazing. It's not one person. It's not a group of people. Staff's worked on it. I think Chris is the third city manager that's been involved since we started this project. It originally started with Barbara Wilson as city manager, and then David Sheep. And then we had councilmen like Bob Hutman years ago, the current council, the new council, Sean, who's been involved in adding to and approving uses and spending funds to preserve and put this out. But I'm glad that we were able to do it. I'm proud to have been involved in it, and I can't wait for everything to be finished. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon. I'm Chris Rollins, the Assistant City Manager, fixing to be the City Manager in Mebane. I couldn't be more excited to be here for the ribbon cutting of the Cates Farm Trail. It was exciting 3 or 4 years ago, the first time myself, David, and Dean Ray came out here to look at the property after it had been listed for sale, and we had discussion with Unique Places about possibly buying the property. And as we walked right into the woods over there to the right, a giant owl as wide as my hands just swooped out right over our heads. And the next time we came out here, we went up to the barn, and an owl flew out of the top of the barn. Mr. Radley is so right about the beauty back in the woods. Over here along the creek, the large trees that sort of populate the wetlands down in the bottom are just really unreal. So we're excited to see this come to fruition, and glad that it didn't turn into just another subdivision. The council was so wise in the decision to purchase it and protect the farm, and we're looking forward to what happens in the future. Currently, we've stabilized the barn. Our next phase is going to be this treehouse style playground that'll be built sort of right behind us over here with the entranceway coming off of 119. Special thanks to our partners, starting with Matt Malone with Nature Trails LLC. His company came out here, worked the land, figured out how to make the trails fit the best so that they last, would have, you wish no maintenance, but low maintenance. And the trails they cut through the woods, above the power lines and below the power lines, it's just remarkable. We couldn't have got here without help also from Impact Alamance. Impact Alamance has been a great partner with the city with grants at the Mebane Arts and Community Center, grant money at the Holt Street Park. They helped fund the playground over at the new community park, and they basically provided the funds to do this trail and to get us started with the treehouse playground. So I'm excited now to introduce Marcy Greene with Impact Alamance.
Hello, I'm Marcy Greene with Impact Alamance. We are so excited about the opening of Kate's Farm in Mebane. What a wonderful resource for our residents, our families, our children. Parks have become such an important part of our lives during COVID-19. And certainly Kate's Farm is going to be a wonderful place to get away from the everyday stresses, to get out of the house, to be in a safe environment outside where you can be with your family and get exercise, and to be in nature. It's a beautiful space. I encourage you, if you have not been by, to go check it out. We are super excited about the all-inclusive playground and how this space is welcoming to everyone. We congratulate Mebane. The city staff have been wonderful to work with. We love working with Mebane. They invest in themselves. They are progressive, and they understand what it means to be a healthy community. I congratulate you all, and we look forward to working with you again. Thank you.
Thank you, Marcy. I'm standing on part of the trail, part of a half-mile wildflower loop. There's another half-mile or mile and a half of trail through the woods, and I look forward again to seeing a lot of folks out here enjoying these trails right now. As has already been mentioned, but I just want to reiterate a couple of things again. This is just the beginning. So when you do come out to enjoy these trails, know that there is a lot more to come to this beautiful 54-acre parcel of land. I also want to reiterate the valuable community partners and collaboration that has been an integral part of making this project a reality. So thank you again to all of you all. And with that, let's cut the ribbon.
3, 2, 1. Yay!